Everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
Who's that kid? Nick. He looks like Beaker from Muppets.
The one on FS1, Nick.
Uncle Sweeps, Nick Delgazzo, the legendary Brian Wilson, and the fucking man himself, Tom Arnone. These three guys from Jersey bringing you real talk with no agenda. You don't like them? Tough shit. It's their show, and they're going to say whatever the hell they goddamn want.
Welcome in, everybody. This is Agree to Disagree, only on A2D Radio. Every Sunday, we are brought to you by our doc. Make him yours. That's Dr. Paul Vidal, specialized physical therapy, location in Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find him on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. As always, Greg Milakovic. I'm Tom Arnone. Everybody out there, giddy up. A little 3-0 talk. We're going to get into it. At the end of the show, crumb of the week. We'll give our offense, players of the game, defensive players of the game for this week. Offense awakens in the second half. Big topic of conversation. We'll dive into it. Jordan Davis, huge block. Jalen Carter, huge block. Jordan Davis, huge return for a touchdown. We're going to talk about, all of it. Ties into our poll. Let's get into it. Through the first 3 weeks, Jordan Davis is having the best season of his career. I mean, a lot of what Jordan. And first off, you can vote on it. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. That's where we're live. Everywhere we get your podcasts, we're there as well. Hit the like, subscribe, follow. Join the conversation. A lot of what Jordan Davis does goes unnoticed, rightfully so, when you're playing D tackle and you're not Jalen Carter and you're not getting the sack numbers. But just his ability to Matthew Stafford doesn't run like he used to, but he can still move a little bit. And you see Jordan Davis with the ability to go sideline to sideline today, right? You see the speed difference. Obviously taking it to the house on the block field goal.
But 18.5 miles per hour.
Yeah, he's flying. And Jalen Hurts called it, especially because that's something those two have done in Georgia together.
Yep.
When they line up on the same side. So, listen, I mean, what a day for field goal blocks in the NFL and special teams, right? And special teams coaches keeping jobs and, having special teams for the rest of the NFL, the history of the NFL. Huge day for special teamers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess he is. I don't know. Part of me is going to tell you it's too early to tell you that. But I mean, he's really good. But I mean, the way we haven't been great against the run, and that's not all Jordan Davis. Our sack numbers are down again. Not saying Jordan Davis. He had the lone sack of the day. So I would say that. I would say just because. I'll agree just because of the shape he's in and the big plays he's made. Like, he hasn't had a big play. He's had big plays, the Super Bowl big plays. This is his own, this is his personal biggest play as a pro, in my opinion. He's had a lot of good plays, a lot of big plays, but this one's the biggest. When you walk off, block it, right, and you take it to the house, and then you have a sack in this game too. All right, I mean, yeah, I'll say it's his best season of his career because of the ability to get in better shape. And he's having, was he have 2 sacks this year? Does he have 2 already? I feel like he had another one in one of the other games.
But yeah, I mean,
not that that's the end all be all here, but I think that's, I'll find it out. This isn't a big deal. But yeah, I'll go agree, Greg, just because how can you not be a positive?
One so
far. So yeah, I mean,
but in a career where you've only had 3.5 before this year, that seems monumental through 3 games, right? And
I mean, last year you had, to your point, 1 sack.
Yeah.
Right? So he's already there. And he's got a touchdown. He's already got 3 pass deflections, right? Yeah. Where he had 2 last year. So, I mean, I think, you know what? It goes back to losing weight again, Greg, for him. The ability to jump higher, too. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know that sounds like, oh, Tom, that's dumb. It's not. It's really not dumb. I mean, when you go shed 30, 40, 50 pounds, now you're going to have a little bit more on the vertical. If that's an inch.
Those light years, yep.
Yeah, if that's a half an inch, an inch, I don't know, but an inch won a football game today.
Sure did.
That's what an inch did, just to let everybody know out there. That's what inches do. Hey, that's what she said. Hey, that's what a couple inches do for me, baby. But yeah, I'll agree, Greg. So love to hear what everybody says out there because he's a hard guy to grade. He's a hard guy
No, he
at
is.
times to see his impact. He's a hard guy when it comes to saying, "Oh, down the road, oh, we overpaid for Jordan Davis," because that's what's gonna be said down the road. Because
It's what has been said.
well, because people are idiots, right?
Yeah.
I can't tell people enough the impact of these Georgia boys and the impact of this defensive front and how they're winners. And that's a conversation we can have later on. But here we go again. Georgia boys with a huge impact and a Jordan Davis walk off. So I agree.
Yeah. And Tommy, I also agree. And I think kind of where you were going with Jordan Davis this year, it's been the impact that he's had, right? Through the first, up until the playoffs last year, specifically the Super Bowl, all we kind of talked about is Jordan Davis being a complementary piece to the likes of Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith. Excuse me, sorry. But this year, he's having an impact because he dedicated himself, right? The loss of weight in the offseason, the willingness to grow into that position. Now he's having a flat-out impact in games, right? His tackle numbers are up through 3 games. He's been an absolute force. You notice him in games now as opposed to just being that run stuffer. He's evolving his game as he's growing with the rest of this defense. And once again, this week, this defense was phenomenal, especially in that second.
When they needed to be.
They needed to be. They were phenomenal in that second half, led by those 2 guys, right? Those 2 field goal blocks naturally, obviously, win the game. And they keep the Eagles' offense, which opens up in the second half, allow the ability to come back. So, yeah, I absolutely agree. I think he's making more of an impact than we probably anticipated, and that's all due to him and his work ethic in the offseason and just wanting to be around here. I bet you he probably felt the calls, the bus being thrown out there, right? Because those traditional numbers weren't there for through his first 3 seasons. But we saw his impact in the Super Bowl last year, and we're obviously seeing the impact here through 3 weeks. Now we just got to see if we can continue it.
Nelson says, great blocks, but where's the pass rush? I mean, he's got more pass rush than anybody else. I mean, it's a team that has 2 total sacks on the year as a group. He's got 1 full one. So this is a group that hasn't gotten after the quarterback well to start the season, and it's 3-0. This is also when you talk about this entire team as a whole, and you break down, just to shift the conversation a little bit away from Jordan Davis, and we'll obviously shift it back. But when you look at this team as a whole, right? I mean, we're 7th in points in the National Football League. We're 3rd in yards. We're 27th average yards per play. We're 3rd in rush attempts. Cool story. We're 12th in rush yards, right? Rush average, we're 23rd. Pass yards, we're 30th. Pass attempts, we're 22nd, right? I mean, I go down the line. Passing first downs, we're 30th. Defensively, yards against 20th. Rush yards against 26th. Rush average against 27th. Now, pass yards, we're 9th. All right? Sacks, we're 29th. Pass average, 10th. You get where I'm going here?
Yeah.
Right? This is a team that hasn't put it together yet. And has played 3 good football teams. Maybe outside of the Cowboys. We don't know what they are. But the other 2 teams are, I mean, Kansas City was in the Super Bowl last year. So, I mean, yeah, they're not the same team. They're not as good as they are, but they're still the Kansas City Chiefs. It's still an Arrowhead. It's still a tough place to play. Sure. And today's a tough game. So, I mean, you're getting everybody's best shots, right? So you're finding ways to win, even though as a group, you haven't put it together fully until the second half of this football game. And some good points that I think are to look at here, right? We're a run-oriented team, but even Olsen said on the broadcast, you got to throw to set up your run in this league, right? The rush attempts being 3rd in football, right? That's the problem because it isn't working, right?
They don't have to trust it until the second half. They didn't have to trust it.
No, they try to set it up.
Defenses, right?
They try to set it up, and you notice that he started getting some chunk plays once we started throwing the football down the field. I mean, you can't do everything in like they were talking about a phone booth today. Like you just can't run the ball every play and just wait for him to pop one. Because listen, teams are going to be more focused in on them. They're going to be smarter. They're going to stay in their gaps more. They don't want to be exposed to the big play. It doesn't mean it doesn't happen, but you have a way better chance of that happening when safeties can't come down in the box a little bit further, right? Or aren't focused on the run more. And you have guys winning one-on-ones. So just to go over the stats with everybody, it's a team that hasn't put it together and is 3-0. And you can make a case 3 damn good wins already.
For sure.
And not clean ones. Not clean ones.
Yeah, and we also got to remember, too, when we talk about L.A. and we talk about Kansas City, these are teams that we've played a lot in the last handful of games, right? We played L.A. three times in our last, 10 games total?
That's a great point.
Right? So we played them in the playoffs. We played them the night Brandon Graham got hurt, and we played them again tonight. KC we went almost back-to-back with. So we're seeing teams that are seeing us that are really familiar with us in a short period of time. So I think, Tommy, to your point, that almost makes these wins more impressive because the teams, they're not traditional rivals, but they're almost becoming rivals because we played them so often recently.
Greg, that's a great point that I didn't even think of, right? When we're talking about this stuff. I mean, forget the Cowboys knowing us, common sense, right?
Right, yeah.
But when you talk about the Chiefs, again, played them a lot in big games over the
last year,
2-3 years.
On top of the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So, and then the Super Bowl before that,
Yep.
I mean, a team you're familiar with a lot. And then the Rams, like you said, played them 3 times over the last 9 games, probably 10 games, whatever it may be. So you're right. I mean, a team that's got a lot of film on you and wasn't going to be exposed in the run. Neither one were going to allow him to beat us, and his numbers show it. And then you lose Lane Johnson. And then I think that was a part. Now we'll sort of shift this into obviously we're going to circle back on everything we're going over, but just to get through what was today and a crazy day was, this is a football team that couldn't move the ball. Well, I guess you could say they moved it early, but you go up 7-0. You throw the first punch and you're like, okay, this is what we do. And it wasn't a great drive. It's just first punch. And then they give up 26 unanswered, right? 26 unanswered.
Night.
So this is how funny superstition is too, right? So I'm down here 7-0. Go upstairs, go in the living room, literally sit next to Cass. We're watching it. We're talking about it. Nothing went well. It is 26-0. And I joke with Glenna and I said, I got to go back downstairs. And she's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, I'm down there 7-0. I come up here, it's 26 unanswered. I got it. This is bigger than us. As a family, this is bigger than anything. I come back down here, and it's literally the greatest show on turf or grass, whatever you want to call it. They can't not get first downs. They can't not get chunk plays. So there's a tale of 2 halves. But when this game became 26-7, I noticed something very quickly. About 14 minutes left in the third quarter, a lot of time left in this football game. And the biggest thing I noticed was Sean McVay and the LA Rams were after the verse sack on Hurts and the fumble, I think it was, that led the points. Okay. They're hugging on the sidelines like this game's over.
Ooh. I didn't catch that. All
across the board. And everybody out there in the comments, I'm sure you saw it. And maybe you felt it. What I felt your feel doesn't always come to fruition. But I felt it in my loins that and then right away, that same defense that's hugging it out, that's acting like it's over, gets points put up them in a minute and a half. All right, a minute and a half, it's 26-14, and it's a 2-score game. Remember who you're playing at their building. These games are far from over in the NFL. There's 14 minutes left in the third quarter. I understand if you got a 26-7 lead with 14 left in the fourth, different conversation on how you want to hug it out and how you want to stroke your players. But this game is far from over. You want to go throw a high five. You want to go, jump into a guy, right? And have a little fun that way. But you were throwing hugs around like it's over. And to me, that was like, I hope my guy saw it across the field because I saw it. That pisses me off. And then bang, touchdown. Bang.
They must have.
Touchdown. They must have. But the point is you have a letdown when you do that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And this is I'm a no-note guy, but I wrote this down. This is the biggest comeback 20 or under since 1988.
For NFL or Eagles?
For the Philadelphia Eagles. And that's versus Dallas Cowboys. 1988 is the last time they came back from 20 or under like this. So doesn't happen often. So enjoy it. And this game could also, you can also compare this game to a Jake Elliott field goal back in 2017, 2018 when we won the Super Bowl.
The 60-yarder.
The 60-yarder that sort of propelled us.
Yeah.
They're just great things that year. You can make the case for this one. You really can. I mean, this is unbelievable. The kind of win you got today against an NFC team too, which are such important wins because a lot of good teams on standings wise in the NFL and the NFC right now. So it's good to get wins. But yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff today. But what a comeback win! It just goes to the character of this team, and maybe they can learn something about this offensively on how they should start games in terms of maybe pushing the football down the field. But it's good
a little bit more.
Yeah, positives. I mean, AJ has a big game. You need that. It settles everybody down, right? Settles the locker room down. You get 100 yards, a touchdown. Yeah. Same thing for your other star wide receiver, right? 8 catches, 9 catches, 70 yards and a tutty. Calms that down, right? So it calms Dallas got
involved again. Yep.
It just calms guys down.
Shows how much you miss them, right? We got out with a win last week, but shows how much you miss him offensively, and why it was so important to bring him back this year. Why you couldn't just let him walk.
No.
Now whatever happens after this, but that just shows how important. And you're right, Tommy. Get these guys feeling good about themselves, right? Get these guys in the end zone dancing, celebrating a little bit. When you look at the first half and the way that was going, you go to halftime, and you're like, all right, not that any loss per se is excusable. We're not Elliott Shore Parks over here. Like, no loss is excusable. Yeah. But when you've won 19 of 20, right, you're like, you sometimes feel these types of games coming on. And we knew the Rams are coming in. They're a good team, obviously. And they're going to come in with a little chip on their shoulder. So you knew it was going to be a good game. And you're like, all right, they got us this time. They got us. All right. And then you're just like, be competitive in the second half, right? Defense, make your adjustments. Do what you guys do in the second half. Be competitive. And they were way more than competitive. They were dominant in that second half on both sides of the field. And it was a joy to watch. It was a joy to see some of those smiles come back that we saw last year so often, especially on the offensive side of the football. And yeah, I mean, that second half was insane. Hey, Eileen, have a good night. Thank you.
Hey, Eileen. D. Slayer, great switch by the offensive team putting Fred Johnson instead of Matt Pryor because he was getting cooked. Yeah, right off the bat, Slayer, you could tell. And this team's not good without Lane Johnson. But Fred Johnson really played good football today. And to play good football off the bench is never easy, especially as an offensive lineman, in my opinion. But Fred Johnson was awesome today. It seems like it was just a stinger for Lane Johnson. So he'll be totally fine. So we don't have to worry about him missing next week or moving forward, which is gigantic for a football team that doesn't or hasn't played well in a place. But it's just funny that you look at this last drive for the Philadelphia Eagles. I believe they completed 3 third and longs. Okay, yeah. three third downs and long that they were able to stay on the football field, which was huge on that final drive. The touchdown was a 4th down. So I believe they had 4 times where, you either get the first down or possible game over.
Yeah.
And they're able to convert. I mean, it's just what Luke said something Wednesday night. And he said, this is the new Chiefs. This is the new Patriots. They just find ways to win football games. I mean, that's how good they are. And he nailed it with this one. And I completely agree with him because that's how good they are. Right. And they might not be great for 4 quarters. And they might at times look like, who the hell is this football team?
Yep.
What are we doing? Why do we stink? And then all of a sudden, and come on, man. How are you not jazzed up?
I want to know what was said at halftime. That's
they can look like shit. They can look like absolute dog shit against a damn good football team that you have no right coming back on with that quarterback and that offensive team. That with at 26-7, that game is over because of who's on the other side of the football. The fact that you win that game 33-26 is insane to me. To me. They put up 26 unanswered. You go put up the same unanswered. You come back and say, you came in my house and you literally, I threw first punch. You threw 55 haymakers at me.
Yep.
I can't see straight. We go at the end of the 5th round, and I wake back up and I come back and I start haymaker the rest of the fight.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
It's insane.
How
And,
good they
and the quarterback continues to answer the bell, right? Doesn't look good, and then just continues to make winning plays when it matters.
When it matters. When it matters. I mean, he had
Continues
the
to
one
make winning
turnover.
plays.
Had the one turnover on the sack, but that was it, you know. And if you
Yeah.
look at a lot of the passes he throws too, Greg, he keeps stuff low.
Yeah.
You know, doesn't put a lot of stuff high. I thought he had way better anticipation in the second half on throws. And it just starts with a rhythm. I mean, it starts with one throw. I mean, this is like a pitcher in baseball throwing a strike. It's a hitter getting a hit. It's rhythm and timing. Same thing for a quarterback in the NFL, right? You start completing some. You have that drive where, okay, you get AJ involved, and then guess what happens? Guess what happens? Everybody gets calmed down. Everybody gets confidence back. It's just getting in rhythm. And this is big for the offensive coordinator too, right? Because this is a game where, you know, he made adjustments in the second half.
For sure.
And that's important if you want to keep your job as an offensive coordinator in this league. So, yeah, and Bill, you're right. Zach Bowen's a beast. He's really good. I mean, I thought today was probably Jahad Campbell's worst game as a pro. Just eye test, and Jahad's my guy, but he's a rookie.
And that's okay.
Yeah, they're
Matt
totally
Stafford's
okay.
a really good quarterback, especially with his eyes.
Well, really good quarterback.
And, you know, you talked about Patul, right? And we talked about Jalen's leadership. The way Patul was able just to take that berating on the sideline, and maybe it wasn't berating, right? But to sit there and take that conversation with Jalen leading it, and then make the changes necessary to continue to win that game. You know, I know Patul is the offensive coordinator, right? But we all know that this is a Sirianni, and now 5 years in, this is Sirianni hurts his offense. Patullo's just a placeholder.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
He's just a play caller.
He's just a name on the desk on the desk thing. So it was great to see him get some confidence though in that second half and continue to grow and find things that worked.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think the other thing, just as a leader of your football team, and the things that we asked to see, things we've asked to see with other quarterbacks in this city, one being Donovan McNabb, right, that we never really got. And here's another example of that, right? The emotion on the sideline that we don't see from Jalen too often, right? Being animated. The importance of getting your offensive coordinator on the same page on what you see and what you want as your franchise quarterback. That's what I need 100%. To see. Right. 100%. That's what I need to see, because if that guy doesn't change and you don't go on a run, that's the kind of shit that gets you fired. Right. When your quarterback is visibly being like, let's go, giddy up. Let's push the football down the field. Wait do you see what this second half does for next week? Right. We're not there yet in that conversation. But wait do you see what this second half then puts on tape for next week?
Sure.
Because now Tampa has to respect it. And now you might get some bigger runs.
And you know, and Tommy, so not to put the cart before the horse, though, but you talk about
cart before horse. I'm getting a glass of water, so I don't. Yeah.
But we talk about looking ahead at schedules, right? Mike Evans might not play next week. He will have the game this week, so Mike Evans might not play. So again, now that game that in theory looks super scary on paper, as we come into it, might not be there. Still got to go and do a job. Right, still going to go and win a game, right? But if Baker Mayfield is missing Mike Evans for an entire game, that can only help the Eagles as they go into a place where they haven't played well, and they haven't looked great either. And I know we'll get more into Bucks preview here at the end of the show and or Wednesday. But yeah, I mean, today was such a big win in so many ways. Especially with how they looked in that first half. I mean, it was pretty scary looking how bad they were, because that's not them, right? We know that's not the Philadelphia Eagles. But again, when you win as much as you have in the last 20, 25 games or so, right? This team has found these recipes, this algorithm, if you want to say, of how to win games, right? Not always pretty, but they end up at the end of the day winning the games. And ultimately, that is all that matters. Let's see here. What up, Chucks? Rams are tougher than Tampa Bay. Yeah, I mean, I hear you, Bill. I like the Tampa Bay always plays us tough, though, right? And we're the defending champs, so we're always going to get everybody's best shot. And so I still anticipate a really, really game Tampa Bay next week, even if Mike Evans potentially is not playing. And again, that's super, super early. So we still don't know yet. Jose, how great is it to have AJ let him run and hitch it? I mean, yeah, AJ's hands are incredible. His body, I mean, he's such a monster of a target, and his hands are just they're massive. They're massive because you don't see him drop many balls. Bill, do you feel like they were sluggish and looking like they didn't want to be there, including the crowd? Zach was 1 point hard and ZF. Yeah, who knows, right? I mean, I know I mentioned it a little earlier, Bill. Not sure if you're here, but I mean, we won 19 of our last 20 of our last 21 games. Those types of starts and these types of games sometimes happen, and it doesn't excuse it, right? But when you've won so much, a hiccup here or there is okay, and yet they still found a way to win. That's the insane part, right? That's the insane is they still end up finding a way to win. AJ got a lot of his yards on his own. Yeah, 100%. 100%, duh. Johnny, what up, boy? So happy we got the W. We have a lot to clean up. The run defense and pass rush has to improve. The defense is so young. I often forget about that. I agree. This is Campbell's worst game. Yeah, and I feel like the pressures are there, Johnny, right? Even throughout the first 3 weeks, I feel like the pressures are there. We're just not getting them to the ground. And most of the time. So it's definitely something we want to clean up, especially as we go forward. But I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. Nelson, Tampa has on our numbers. Will definitely be tough. And then you also got to factor in Captain Mush, me, will be in attendance. So temper your expectations. No. I'm 1-1 in Tampa so far, so we don't have a losing record yet. Johnny, no, I was going to mention this, and then we got off that topic, but I completely agree with you. Fred Johnson was one of those last trades right before the rosters were set and announced that, I think everybody noticed because Fred Johnson was just with us last year, but one of those this week proves that how important that move was to Howie, right? Yeah. You get a guy that knows the system, knows the team, knows knows the protections, can slide right in, and he was a beast in that second half. He really was.
Oh, man, he was great. There's a football team that doesn't play well when Lane Johnson isn't in. Yeah. So to be able to get that from a backup and a guy that you let go, you brought back in right before the season gets going here, and ends up being huge for your football team. I mean, Howie again. Now, the big elephant in the room, and I think everybody, hopefully you guys saw this. Bill, I think you're out of your mind. Bill Goldshire. Okay, I think you're out of your mind. I mean, Bennett looked horrendous.
Yeah, they went out of 10 straight plays?
Yeah, like when he
came felt like it at least.
Yeah, when Adoree went out, dude, they abused Bennett more than Adoree gets abused. That's been my whole point about Adoree Jackson. I don't think he's good, but he's better than what else is on the roster right now. That's the problem. So until you go out and get somebody better than him, he's your best other option. I'm not telling you he's great. This is what people misconstrued what I say half the time. I'm not telling you he's that good. I'm telling you he's better than Bennett. It's like the backup quarterback. Like, Bennett's better. Put Bennett or Ringo in. They're obviously not better than him. God damn it, or Vic Fangio wouldn't play him. Bennett comes in. He gets absolutely exposed on that last drive. Every play was to him. Every play was against Bennett. So that's what we want? I mean, dude, give me a different name. That's my point to everybody out there. Don't come in here giving me the backup. The backup isn't good enough. We don't have a moron defensive coordinator here where he's not going to play the right guy. So unless it's somebody off the street or on another team, I don't want to hear any other names on this roster. I don't. Unless you want to give Keely Ringo and go. Hey, I'll give you a chance. Year 3 now. Year 3, not year 2, not year 1. Year 3. You don't make the jump your junior year in camp. Come on. I mean, Isaiah Rodgers was the guy. That was the mistake. That was the mistake. We all knew that.
Yeah, we sure did. He
But
didn't have a good day or nothing today.
No. But Adoree is better than what else is on the team. Oh, John, man. When's the last time we won without Lane? Before he got here.
Yeah, I don't.
Right?
I don't
like
know
before we drafted him. That was the last time we won without him. Great question. I mean, we have, but we're like, I feel like we're probably like 4-20 without Lane Johnson. Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Greg.
No, I was going to say he's insanely important for us, and he has been for his entire career.
Yeah. Oh, touchdown.
I would love Denzel Ward. I would love Denzel.
Oh, me too. I mean, trade a
I don't
second
know.
for
Cleveland might be in it, though, now that they beat the Packers.
Yeah.
Everyone's greatest team in the NFC.
Yeah. But I mean, I'll trade a second. I'll trade a second and a fifth for Ward.
I'll trade whatever you want.
Yep, absolutely. We'll trade whatever you want. Oh, he dropped it. Oh, that ball's moving. And Wayne the Pain. We definitely need to trust Vic. His decision making, he's been crushing it. Yeah, absolutely, Wayne.
Yeah,
absolutely. Listen, if you're just joining us right now, the Eagles are 3-0. So make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the follow, join the conversation, talk to us about it. What's the good? What's the bad? What is there any ugly? Is there any great for you? Drop it all in. 5 drop balls, 2 blocked field goals, and 2 interceptions with a short field, or we're 0-3. That's not going to hold up. Okay. The RPOs need to pick up, and enough with the 5-yard slants. Trust the throws, man. So Bill thinks this. Bill's
out. Bill's out.
This is 2 years ago, and this isn't going to hold up. This is smoke and mirrors. Okay. I mean, it's a game of inches, Bill. Like, holy shit, I'm not going to sit around here and tell you that, this is like they're playing great football across the board, okay? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that. They're 3-0. Don't give me ifs. If. I'm not playing ifs. I'm not playing ifs anymore with people. That's not fair. 2 blocked field goals. Well, they blocked them, didn't they? 2 interceptions. They picked the ball off. 5 drop balls. Okay, guys drop balls. We didn't do anything, right? The things you're saying, like we haven't made mistakes. Teams haven't gotten lucky versus us. Come on, we're not just lucky, Bill.
Feels like that's all they do.
Yeah, when we won 18 straight now with Jalen, 17 straight with Jalen, whatever we've won when Jalen's played a full game. Okay, we're going to start calling us lucky now. Like I think a point where you can't call it lucky. You got to just say, dude, this team knows how to win. It's okay to say, hey, they know how to win. Just saying.
No, I'm sorry. I was looking up to how many we've won in a row.
19-20.
Yeah.
But the only one was the Washington, though, Chris.
Was the Washington after Jalen got hurt.
Yeah, so games.
And again, here we go. We're a Devontae Smith missed catch for a first down and winning that game. Yeah.
Yes.
Bill,
I think he did. Sorry, Greg, but he said don't sugarcoat it. The offensive coordinator start trusting his guys and open it up. Well, he did. Like, I mean, I agree with you, but he did. Like, if we didn't win this game, I'm right with you. Like, if we didn't win, Bill, I mean, come on. I'm coming on here smoking guys. Okay, but we did. Yeah. So at some point, we can't say, well, if he doesn't start trusting his guys, well, we did. And we won. And we came back from a 26-7 deficit and won a game and started pushing the football down the field. And our quarterback looked good, and our playmakers looked good. And our defense stepped up. And our special teams stepped up. And our big players. Yeah, our big players stepped up.
Yeah. Our defense has stepped up all year. But where I was going to go is I give everybody that benefit of the doubt of, this feels like 2 years ago when we collapsed. Right? But that same team is won now. Right? Yeah. So that same team got over that hump. So they've earned that right to be a little sluggish to start a year after a long season to go through some growing pains with yet another offensive coordinator or play caller or whatever, right? So they've earned that. When we lose, because we're going to lose, right? But when we lose,
Maybe.
are we going to be pissed off about it? Absolutely.
I'm
But
just
we're
telling
also
you
going to
maybe.
celebrate each win, especially coming back from 19 points in the second half.
I'm just going to tell you maybe. You're like, well, we're definitely going to lose. Maybe. I mean, we're going to lose a game here. We're going to lose a game there. I agree. Bill says Hurts just wins. Good teams win close games. A great comeback. Couldn't agree more.
Absolutely, Bill. He totally redeemed himself.
No, it's different Bill. But
no. Bill was the Bill Gottschall was Bennett QB2 or CB2.
Yeah. No, you're right about that one. BD Pape, you're right. Sup, fellas? That this win was like watching a Rocky movie, and that's sort of what I'm saying.
Was.
I mean, I don't know if I said it before the show or during the show, but there was haymakers thrown by us earlier. There's the haymaker. They came back and threw 75 off our chin. We get up off the mat and we're able to throw 100 more at that. It's just unbelievable how the toughness of this football team. If you're not leaving that game today saying all we do is win, 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 right? And that's not what you just believe in now, that this team is just that good. They're going to find ways to win. Our quarterback is just a winner. If you're not fully invested into that now, you're a moron. You're a moron. If you're going to sit around and complain and worry, it's as nice as I can be. You're a moron. It doesn't mean you can't have a concern or two, but if you're like overly concerned, like if you're like sweating at night, you're an idiot. You haven't watched enough of this team. You're just an idiot. That's how much they win. Like, I don't know what else you need to watch.
It's
like how many games do you need to find ways to win? Like, do you think the Patriots fans during their dynasties were like, oh man, looks like we're not as good this year. But guess what? We're the last team standing. Chiefs didn't look good last year. The year before, like they've had years where they did not look great, but they found ways to win games.
We talk about it all the time. We talk about that all the time, Tommy. Especially with the Patriots and like the Chiefs and their runs. Through September and October, they don't look good at all.
No.
But as soon as November hits, they just go on these runs. And we're squeaking out wins. Some of those, I mean, you look at some of those early Patriot years, they were 500 when it gets mid-October, early November.
Yep, they weren't playing their best football early, neither are we.
No, but we're finding ways to win, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Martin saying, seeing Jalen yell Patullo to tighten up changed everything. You're right.
100%.
You're right, Martin. Thanks for commenting in, brother. Good to hear from you. Go Birds. Stay Eagles related. If we can build off the second half, this season looks a lot different moving forward. Not a doubt. John Adcock. You're right, Johnny. You're right. And I think it even looks, I think this looks a lot different moving forward. Just because you're able to win a game like that, the momentum from a win like that.
Yeah.
Bill Middlebrook says, I'm just hoping that the guys say we're taking over and trust the 50-50 balls down the field. We literally saw it at the end. No, and you're right, Bill. Wayward Son 55. Thanks for checking in. He says Hurts just needs to keep proving why he is the clutchest QB in the league. So what he doesn't throw for 4K. So what that he doesn't throw for 4K a season. I agree, Wayward. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Like, I judge my quarterbacks off of winning and what they do in crunch time. Almost like you judge your stars in the NBA off what they do in the last, 5-8 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, for sure.
See if I missed anybody's comments here. Who is your players of the game?
I mean, the easy one, you got to go AJ Brown, right? I mean, it's one of the easy ones on the offensive side. I think you also have to throw your quarterback in there. I put a TD ladder bet in on Jalen. So again, first half didn't look so good. I'm like, Jesus, I just jinxed them. This is my fault. Yep. This is my fault. I went all the way up to 4. The only one that didn't pay out was 4. But 1, 2, and 3 was definitely money. I mean, he on the offensive side, he's got to be in that talk.
Yeah, I'll go Fred Johnson.
Fred, what a great one.
Just go something different, easy to go, like the skill position players.
He's awesome. He was awesome.
Any of that, but I'll go Fred. From how bad we saw the guy in before him, I'll say that he's a big reason why we were able to hold up here. What up, Luke? He said,
What up, Luke?
let's have him go, boys. There's a great team in there. Coaches finally let them play aggressive ball. You nailed it. And I brought up what you said on Wednesday. You know, this is the Chiefs. This is the Patriots. It's a team that just find ways to win football games. And here we are. Defense side of the football. I mean, I think you gotta look no further than Jordan Davis, right?
Yeah, both those mooses in the middle.
Yeah. Jalen Carter for his block, Jordan Davis for his block. I think they're the 2 players of the game, defensively / special teams.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, going back to the offensive line, there was that, the blitz that Steen and for the first touchdown to AJ.
Yeah.
That's the communication between Steen and Barkley to pick up that blitz and give Jalen enough time to get that throw out and to get that throw exactly where AJ needed it. I know a lot of people were, unsure about Steen coming in this year. And, he's been really good. I'm not going to say he's been great, right? But he's been good. And that communication that they have, because they've all been around for so long, right? They've been around for so long that they have that communication and that wherewithal to trust your guys, right? We've seen enough Eagles teams, Tommy, right, to where they don't trust their teammates. They make a call like that, and then, the running back misses the play, right? And misses that assignment. And between Saquon and Steen and then the rest of the offensive line, and that play and that touchdown was so critical because, again, we didn't have much time, so we couldn't waste time with extra plays. We had to score kind of when we needed to score. But I've been really impressed with Tyler Steen filling in for Jesus. Why am I blanking on the guy that left? Oh,
Lane John.
For Becton.
Oh yeah, Tyler Steen. Yeah,
Tyler Steen.
Yeah,
but no, Fred. I love Fred because I love his.
Steen's played well, but you can see we can't be foolish to act like our run game is as good as it was last year.
No,
without Mekhi Becton. I thought Becton just the size of him really played a part in our run game
for sure.
That we don't have right now, but Tyler Steen's really good though.
Yes. And he's easing a lot of questions and a lot of uncertainty that fans particularly had.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right. You're right. Wayward Son says, compare Mahomes and Hurts in their first 3 years. Same playoff appearances and wins, same Super Bowl wins, appearances, and MVPs. Pat only has 5 regular season wins over him at that point. That's probably because of Jalen being banged up.
Or that second half of 23.
Yeah, when the collapse.
Where the collapse happened.
Yeah. No, I mean, dude, you can compare him and people will laugh. And I know their skill sets can be different.
Yeah.
Right. And the way they look is different on a football field. I understand that. That's not the point. But winners win. And winners numbers are going to look the same. And how many wins they have, and how many playoff wins they have, and how many Super Bowl wins they have, and total touchdowns. That's what you have to look at when you look at Jalen Hurts. You have to factor in how many total touchdowns he has. Like, is he having the greatest year right now to start the year off? No. But he has 7 total touchdowns in 3 games.
Yeah.
So you got to factor that in. You got to factor he has 4 touchdowns on the ground and 3 in the air. You keep those numbers up. That's a lot of touchdowns at the end of the year. Right, Greg? I mean,
it sure is.
That's a lot of
and they all count the same. They all count for 6.
All count. Yeah, BD Pape. I said that earlier. I wish we had Isaiah Rodgers. That was a dumb one. But again, they're not done. I mean, listen, we didn't lose Darrell Revis on that one, but we did lose a good player, a good corner. Definitely a tier up from Adoree Jackson, just like Adoree Jackson, a tier up from Bennett.
Yeah.
And D. Aldridge says the Jalen disrespect never ends. He's clutch, and you're right. Jalen's a winner. He's a goddamn winner, and that's all that should be said about Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, it's insane. No business winning that game, right? No business winning this game today. after that first half.
No,
business.
not against a team and a coaching staff like this and a quarterback like that.
Yep. Hall of Famer.
No right. There's you have no right winning that game down 19.
Nope.
No right, Greg. Oh, Nelson. Yeah. He's not Brian Johnson. We can stop with those comparisons.
Yeah.
He's been around. He's been on NFL coaching staff way longer than Brian Johnson too. I think that's fair to say. So, and him and Jalen's relationship isn't what that was. Did he just throw a 4th down pass out of the back of the end zone?
I'm not watching, so I.
Oh my God! Russell Wilson just threw a 4th down pass out of the back of the end zone. Why do they still play this guy, man? I just can't. Whatever. I don't care what they do.
I was hoping they would beat the Chiefs, though.
I wasn't. I was not.
I want to see KC burn.
No, I'd rather see the Giants stink.
Well, they do stink.
Yeah, but a win like that, starts making you feel better about yourself.
True.
Also, don't want them getting like the first pick of the draft either. So.
Billy says defensive player of the game. Bond never quits. Made a ton of plays with the lack of the blitz. Offensive player Smitty. Key 3rd down catch. Game-winning catch. That was difficult. Catch and grab to stay in bounds. Yeah, I mean, good one. Good one. I mean, Zach Bond's one of those you can always point to because he's always around the football. He's definitely one of those guys that's just obviously always around the football and making huge plays. Wayne DePayne, this game was an instant classic. It sure was. The Rocky, I forget who said it earlier. The Rocky comparison was spot on. God awful to Russ. Donnie, what up, Donnie? Go Birds. Thanks for chiming in, brother. Then he also follows up. Bourne is an absolute dog. Billy says, question, we don't have a turnover this year, do we? That's huge. We do have a turnover. In the Dallas game, we got the fumble. Right before the lightning delay, we got a fumble. And then we have Bond's pick today. So we do have...
No, he's talking about turning the ball over.
Oh, no. Yeah. I'm sorry, Billy. Yeah. We don't. You're right.
No, we do, though.
Oh, no, we do. Jalen today.
The strip sack.
Yeah.
Oh, not even a strip sack. The sack he got killed on.
Right. Yeah. But overall, yes, Bill, we did not turn the ball over. And again, qualities of a great quarterback, not turning the football over.
Yeah.
And not putting your team in bad positions. When has Jalen really struggled in his career, especially here, is when he's turned the football over. When he stops turning the football over, and that was last year, right? 2-2 going into bye. He had more turnovers, I think, than touchdowns. And what happened after the bye was the turnovers went away. And there's a direct correlation to us winning football games once the turnovers stop. So that's absolutely, Bill. I mean, they don't turn the football over. You don't put your team in a bad spot. Usually win football games. Jason Bennett, Davis plays like this, Carter will get his money this year or next. Davis plays like this, will Carter get his money this year or next? Yeah, I don't know that it matters, Jason. I think they're prepared for it. I think they're ready for it. And I think they're equally prepared for Jordan Davis. They didn't pick up his option, or they did pick up his option. So they obviously want him around here. So I think they're ready for both. And I think they would willingly pay both. I don't think they want to get rid of Jordan Davis because of his impact, not only, but also his camaraderie with those guys.
Yeah. And Greg, this is a situation, and Jason, this is a situation where, you got to pay a few of these guys, and you're going to keep, you got to look at like, okay, what are we going to pay? Well, we're probably going to pay our defensive linemen, right? That's where you win at. You win up front. So you're going to secure these guys for long-term deals, right? Is he going to get the same money that Jalen Carter gets? Absolutely not, right? But he'll probably get half of what he gets, right?
And to that, he probably won't get Milton Williams money.
No,
which I think is your trade-off, right? Milton Williams getting $100 million, Jordan Davis getting $60 million. I don't know what the number is, right? But you know what I mean?
But I mean a 4-year deal worth, 60, $70 million.
Yeah.
Right. Which is what annual value,
15, 20.
Yeah. I would say an annual
15
value
over 4 is 60.
I would say $12 to $15 million a year. You get him back. Well,
yeah. I mean, I think that's about what his contract is right now with the option, right?
Yeah. Well,
100%.
Yeah. Well, I would go up like $1 million off the team option, right? So the team option's like 12 and a half. I'm probably paying him 13 and a half, maybe 14, but I'm not paying him $25 million a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 12.9 for his 5th-year option in 2026.
Okay.
So next year he's at 12.9.
Well, he's not up for a contract after this year.
No, he's got next year.
Yeah. So I don't know why we're even talking about it. Right. I mean, you don't have to pay him yet. I mean, it's one of those situations we talk about. You can wait.
Yeah.
Chris
Or
Kaufman,
if you do, you get him at a cheaper rate. You know what I mean? Like Howie loves to do. Loves to come in early, get them at a little bit of a discount. Chris with a super chat. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it, brother. So keep in mind the primary difference between 23 and now, the team broke under the strain of a Super Bowl loss. And to add on to that, Chris, something I said a little earlier is this team won the Super Bowl, right? So, yeah, you were coming off of a loss. That hangover hit us a little weird spot in the year, at the end of the year. But then this team, or the team last year, found a way to get over the hump. And I think that changes everybody's mindset in that locker room because they know what it takes. They know what needs to be done to get back there.
Yeah.
And I think this team is embodying that. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Win football games in the NFL.
Yeah, I think again, we talk about it all the time. It doesn't matter what that looks like.
Yeah.
It does sometimes, but overall it doesn't. And Chris, way different mindset when you're coming in after losing a Super Bowl and you being the one who just won it.
Sure.
And what the mental side of that is. Way different.
Securities guys is why. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jared. Yeah, 100%, Nelson. 100%.
Yeah, I don't know if we got took to Guantanamo Bay. I mean, Q was on him well, but Stafford, threads needles so well.
Sure, yeah, he's so good. Jesus.
That even good coverage feels like it's bad coverage.
Yeah, 3 for 56 with 1, right? And then the long of 44 on 8 targets. Puka, 11 for 112. Jesus, it's insane he didn't find the end zone.
Yeah, it is. VD says big props to Hurts. Also, we need to appreciate Sirianni. Even after being down, the team doesn't quit, and he's a leader of men. They respond to him. He gets clowned, but put some respect on our head coach. You're right. You are right,
100%.
sir.
100%, sir. And like I said, I want to know what was said in that locker room. I would love to know what was said in that locker room at halftime. I can only imagine what was being said there.
Yeah.
I want to know if it was just screaming. Because this is that team, right, Tommy? Like, was it a screaming? Or was it, hey, we've been here before?
Good
Maybe
question.
not this exact spot, right? Maybe not this exact spot, but hey, everyone take a deep breath. That first half is done. Let's flip the page and move on. Let's start with a drive, right? Let's start with a stop, right? Defense, you make a stop. Boom. But yeah, that's obvious. That's going to be one of those moments where you go, what was said? What was said in there?
You also don't have a lot of time to say a lot either.
True. Yeah, because it's only 15 minutes, this one.
Yeah, I mean,
Billy says how he always takes care of the D-line, and you see why they won the first 3 games. Gave Vic whatever the hell he wants, paid a man anything and lock him up. Oh, 100%, Bill. This is another one. Yeah, David D. Aldridge. Wonder what Jalen was screaming at Patullo. Whatever it was worked. Whatever it was worked. Chris Kaufman, if we escape Tampa with a win, look out. And Greg Miller chimes in. Tampa has some significant injuries. They do. You know, like I talked about. Game that not that it's not going to be tough, right? But a game that once looked super, super tough on paper. If Mike Evans isn't playing, doesn't look as tough anymore. Still going to go handle business. Still going to go do it, but things change. And Tommy, it's something you've always said when talking about schedules and looking at preseason records and predictions and stuff like that. That's a huge loss if Mike Evans isn't there next week.
no, it really is, right? And that's why who you play changes.
Yeah.
Can change in and can change in a second. Well, we'll see. We got plenty of time to talk about next week, obviously, and we'll do that on Wednesday. But I'm not worried about going there and playing there. I think in years past we didn't have our full complement of players, so this is where it's different.
I don't think he's back yet, and even if he is back, John, he will. It will be his first week, so he'll be somewhat limited.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't last week, Chris, or last year. It was 100 degrees last year, and I anticipated being about the same. It was mid-80s today. So it was mid-80s today. Was Za'Darius on the milk carton today?
I mean, I think the whole front was.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Luke's drinking the juice again. Well, VD Payton, you talk about Tank and AJ Dillon, right? I mean, Tommy mentioned it earlier in the stats rundown we did. We're third in rushing attempts in the NFL. So we don't have any problems we don't have any problems attempting to run the football. What our problems were early on was having the defense respect our passing game and load the box to stop the run game, right? So, Tank or AJ, I don't necessarily think would give you anything different right now, except for just a different look. But as this pass game hopefully continues to evolve, and if it looks like it does in the second half, then we can get some gash runs in there like we had last year.
Yeah, once we push the football down the field more, we'll get more explosive runs, and we'll have the weeks where we run the ball better.
Yeah.
At least I want to believe that. You know what I mean?
Again, the Rams are a good offensive front or defensive front. You know what I mean? The 2 Florida State boys verse and what's the other guy's name? I'm blanking on him. I forget his name. Another first or second round pick out of Florida State, though. I mean, their front is very good as well. So it's not shocking that they're tough to run the football on. Frisk, thank you, Dynasty. Yeah, Verse and Frisk, 2 Florida State boys. Those guys can play some football.
Yeah, Slayer. We didn't have some of our better guys. We played there last time. That's why I think this time should be different.
Yep.
And we started with bad field position on every possession besides the first one, Luke says today. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. Gotta learn how to catch. Gotta learn how to catch those ones. Right? Gotta learn how to catch it. Yeah, because you can't get yourself set up, inside the 10 every time, Luke, on returns. I mean, that puts your offense in a really tough situation.
Especially with all the changes they've made to the offense or to the return games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You should be setting your teams up with good field position, not worse.
You're right.
Greg Miller, Tampa doesn't have Cody Mouch and Kalijah Cansey. I didn't realize that. Pretty important guys. Mouch offensive lineman and Cansey 22-9. Is that a real final score? 22-9?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
By the way, I don't have a lot more for tonight, but Jalen Carter wearing Jad Verse's chain in his post-game interview.
Oh my God.
Because Verse lost the bet with him on who would win today.
That's amazing.
So a little word of advice: don't gamble with the dealer.
Don't bet with Jalen Carter.
Don't gamble with the dealer, baby.
That's amazing. That's so good. That's so good. That's awesome.
Yeah, Jose. We'll see knuckleballs the rest of the year. We will. I don't have anything else.
Or do we see the return of Britton Covey?
You could.
I think he's still in the practice squad.
But he did more. He did more. What do you call it?
Squibs?
No, punts.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm good for tonight. We got what we need to get out. Got a couple crumbs, and we'll get out of here.
Yeah, I'm crumbless right now.
Oh,
I'm happy.
Crumbless.
I just happy with
crumbless.
her birds.
Yeah.
Happy with her birds.
Why did I? Oh my God! I just blanked on a crumb. I had two of them, and I can't remember any of them. I'm getting old. I gotta start writing these down.
Hey, might need to.
Son of a bitch! I had it. I lost it.
It's actually amazing.
It truly is. I was just sitting there like, yeah, I got a crumb, and then we'll get out of here. And then legit lose the crumb.
Yep. BDP. That might be the crumb right there. McVay celebrating with 2 quarters left of football.
That's unreal. Typical Sean McVay, though, right? Like typical Sean McVay. That's a complete Sean McVay move right there.
We are as a crumb in the week. Next week will be Franklin. Next week that'll be the crumb in the week. He's saying.
Yeah. Well, good news is I probably won't watch that game, so I won't have any jinx on it.
So they'll be good.
So hopefully they're good.
Bill's already guaranteeing we beat Tampa by double digits.
Oh boy.
31-16.
Oh boy.
I like that.
Oh, I remember my crumb. The Philadelphia Phillies beat writers and the Philadelphia Phillies media try to drum up some bullshit in the middle of what looks to be a World Series run. And I'm not saying I haven't thought the questions that they've asked Nikki over the last couple of weeks, but those are things you just shut your mouth about. You maybe ask him once and then move on. And you especially don't ask him after a night that he has a really, really good night. And you try and bait him into into a spot, right? Bait him into bulletin board material on his own freaking coach.
Yeah.
And I feel like Nick handled it as well as he could have. Answered the question, but also, reminded everybody all we want to do is win a World Series. Right. And it's funny too, because the arc of the season, that was Max Kepler earlier in the year. Right. Was butthurt about splitting time. And now it's Nick Castellanos. And they both have said the right things at the right time. And there's, like I said, there's times where I look at Castellanos and his demeanor and his especially when he's not playing, and I question it. And I question what he's all about. But then you realize he's a vet that's played all the time. Even in his contract here, up until this year, he's played every freaking day. And you don't think, like, to a player, a veteran of that stature, that's a shock to the system? That he just might not know how to handle right away? Like, we got to give this guy some slack. We got to give this guy, and again, I understand that the media has their jobs. I actually praise Ruben a lot for that first initial interview with Fransky, totally changing the subject back to Nick and back to the 250th home run. So it didn't go into anything more there, but then the beat writers in front of the locker room, get them later on and continue down that narrative. And it's like, come on, what are we doing right here at such an important time of the year?
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, ask it once. They just kept asking the same damn question over and over. Yeah, and every way they can answer it. I mean, every different way they can ask it, the same question. It's a fucking joke. These guys are losers. Obviously, the guy wants to play. Besides a little bit about Robbie, everything else he said was the right thing to say in the situation he's in.
Right.
So,
and he didn't necessarily say anything bad about Robbie. It was just
no. But
they just don't talk as much as they used to.
Yeah, or whatever that may mean. Right. So that was it. But yeah, I took it the same way. It's a great crumb. That should have been mine too, and I forgot about it.
Bill, this is my other one. Thank you, Bill. Jesus, I knew Billy was going to come through for us today.
Yeah,
just the constant crying about it. Like, all right, so they're all sides. Throw the fucking flag.
Yeah.
like we're sitting here saying, you can't flag us on it. If you see it, just throw the flag then.
Yeah. Just throw it. If you feel like it happened. Right? Throw it then.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, great show. Go Birds. See everybody next Wednesday night. And we'll see you next Sunday as well. 3-0, heading to Tampa. We'll break that down Wednesday night for you. Right? Let's go. Early feeling though. We go down to Tampa. And we win down there, a place we haven't played well. And we'll play well this week down there and get ourselves.
We get a dub, and it would be obnoxious down there. Because it's already obnoxious even when we lose with all the fans that travel. It will be obnoxious down there if we win. You're muted.
Everybody out there, thank you for commenting and coming in tonight. Go Birds. 33-26 win. Jordan Davis is still running. That's Greg Milakovic. I'm Tom Arnone.
He was hauling ass.
Crushing it. 19 miles an hour. Flying. We love you all. Hit the like and subscribe. Follow on your way out. And turn your notifications on. Go Birds.